good, solid, pumping up their armies and charging forward kind of stuff right now. So for the Fatherland, just running out, and the rest of his army kind of moving up. You'll see that the Krieg barracks went up for Mannerheim, and he went ahead and got a level 1 Blitz anti-tank gun. Not too amazing or anything like that, but the Blitz anti-tank gun in general, its defining characteristic at high levels is that it can fire multiple times while cloaked without decloaking, but it does less damage. Greyhound Armor Car just finished its armored skirts, and it's probably just kind of maneuvering around here to get its 50 cal up, which is exactly what it looks like it's doing right now. Recoup Losses is activated, and we just have this massive firefight going on here. And boom! Looks like we've got a single mortar team activated from Mannerheim, and that's really going to change the flow of battle here. Unfortunately, Stefan, unless he backtechs into a special weapons building, will not be able to produce mortars in the same way now that the Krieg barracks is out for Mannerheim. Mannerheim, he's already on the spot with his Blitz anti-tank gun. You can see that the Greyhound has to keep his distance a little bit. Lots of firing going on here, and these mortar rounds are just decimating. And a single mortar landing anywhere in here at such close range is going to be extremely deadly. Like all mortar teams, like most ordnance in this game, mortars are more accurate at closer range. But German mortar teams in general have a longer range. So at the same distance with allied things, they seem a lot more accurate just because they're firing within their range much closer. If that makes any sense to you, you see a little bit of G-bagging going on here, throwing down some extra green cover just because there's none to be found. Oh, and mortars just landing right in his face, constantly resupplying, constantly healing, just fighting it out, fighting the good fight as best he can. And the medics here are just going crazy. Look at the medics. Grenadiers just popping out all around this medic tent. You'll see quickly all of these 5-man squads are being reborn as 4-man squads. Throwing some grenades. Whoa, quick to get out of there. Boom! Taking a little bit of damage. Mortars still landing all over the place. Really, really intense, constant fighting going on. Like I said, for beginning players, this kind of look and feel, very difficult. If you can manage this kind of constant resupply and constant fighting against someone who doesn't, you steamroll them. What we're seeing right now is 2 steamrollers plowing into each other and spinning their giant crushing wheels against each other, each trying to envelop the other. So meanwhile, we have a lot of veterancy going on here. Notice because he hasn't lost any entire squads yet, throwing grenades into the building, completely killing the engineers in that building. Grenadiers moving up and exchanging fire. Because Stefan hasn't lost any units yet, any full squads. I'm sure he's lost a couple, but whatever. Mortar right in the middle of all of this action, just going to shrug it off and keep resupplying. He's got the veterancy flying on up there. So Vet 2 Rifleman coming out for him. Meanwhile, Mannerheim getting himself ready for another push. You can see these medics are just moving right along. Stefan trying his best to gun down the medics whenever he sees them, because it does take them a little while to respawn once you kill them. Boom! Both medics down, both gentlemen lost. And this thing is going to have to resupply some more medics before it can do more damage. We'll see the Blitz anti-tank gun just chilling out here. And other than the mortar fire, Stefan's being really careful. Oh, just look at how brutal that is. I'm just curious here how 14 kills for this mortar team. Just dropping mortars in the middle of infantry. And honestly, this having a lot of veterancy works against Stefan in this case. I'm going to go ahead and swap over to his point of view once again, because you never really want to use infantry attrition just on your vetted riflemen, because it's, well, I mean, you want to use it if it's going to happen inevitably, but for the most part, you don't want to trade Vet 2 Rifleman for Vet 0 Rifleman. That's not nearly as good a deal. So we do have the infantry up here, just kind of firing away. You'll notice that combat hasn't ceased this entire game practically. The reason why I'm just gibbering like a monkey in a tree here is because there just is so much action going on here. Double flame engineers now pouring in, just toasting the whole place. Just absolutely laying waste to whoever is taking green cover here. And now they're going to have to back off because these Volksgrenadiers, who are Vet 2, have the MP40 upgrade and are really deadly in close combat. And they're moving on up, doing as much damage as they can. Riflemen piling on in here. Everybody just huddling around. And this mortar team is just firing at will. Oh, people dying everywhere. Just casualties all over the place. Constant kills going on here. Flamethrower pioneers taking some refuge in this building and just spraying fire all over whoever gets nearby. Just utter carnage here. Just a really glorious fighting going on. In the meantime, I'm a little bit surprised. Unfortunately, Stefan is just spending so much money resupplying. He hasn't even had a chance to get his rangers out or anything like that. He just needs riflemen right now, and he doesn't really want to use infantry attrition because it doesn't really benefit him. It's too risky. He's going to lose the center of the map. We might see him use it later on here, but it's a difficult position he's in. He really just needs to win this with infantry. maybe some camo, maybe some artillery strike, but he's kind of choked off from munitions at the moment and still has a backlog of stuff he needs to do. You know, there's all these cap points he needs to take care of. So we'll see this mortar team here. 15 kills. Mortar team continuing to just shell away at Stefan's little hidey hole over here. Take some good chunks out of the roof there. Whoop. Sorry, getting distracted as always. But for the time being, fighting has gone down a little bit. The medics can recover. They can bring some guys back. Everyone can lick their wounds, but no, a little skirmish going on up here on the right. Gladiator Rifleman unfortunately didn't quite finish resupplying. I always hate seeing that, but oh boy, look how good. Oh, blowing up bodies everywhere. Getting XP for all of these wounded getting killed by that last shot there. And just look at, oh, poor Gladiator Rifleman squirming around down there. I feel for you. Rest of the Riflemen breaking camo. You can see they have that increased reload speed and movement speed. Just coming on up here to try and defend the area. Unfortunately, oh, it looks like they're kind of gunning down the rest of... Ooh, did they get all of them? I think they did. 15 kills for these Vet 2 riflemen here with the Browning automatic rifle upgrades. Artillery shells are active now for Stefan, but you can see for the most part, it looks like Mannerheim has got a wonderful, wonderful control of this board here. Flamethrower based in the house here. Oh, and here we go. Artillery strikes dropping on everybody. Is the mortar team going to survive this? Nobody knows. Whoa, we got one shot landing over there. Boom! Big shot right on top of the medics. Another shot on top of nobody. And another shot on top of where the mortar team used to be. So, unfortunately, nothing really came of that. I mean, you can see there's piles of bodies around here, and a medic got killed, but he picked up another wounded guy. So, that's all going to come back, and the mortar team kind of gets out of that unscathed. So, unfortunately, no dice for Stefan on that attack there. Meanwhile, we do have recoup losses activated while they have this kind of suicidal charge on these flame engineers. And out of nowhere, we got the Greyhound now kind of poking its head out once again, trying to lay down some cover. There's not a whole lot of anti-tank stuff out there. It's just the one blitz anti-tank gun that he's worried about. And so you can see he's being a little bit coy with his Greyhound just because of that. And here's the blitz anti-tank gun. Unfortunately, he's going to come right around the corner. Oh, right as he starts moving the anti-tank gun. Will he get it back in time? No, Stefan's on the ball with this. I'm just sitting here watching this micro. Exchanging some fire, getting some more kills, and whoa, he gets by. That was a anti-tank shell that just landed right next to him there. Blitz anti-tank gun backing up because he's a little overextended now. And you'll see right as this building starts getting hammered and surrounded by enemies, Stefan, boop, just goes ahead and fires another forward barracks right next door. So this is his brand new house right next door. He didn't even have to worry about selling the old house. So many holes in the roof. But, oh, mortars continuing to just land all over the place. Wonderful positioning. 19 kills on these mortars. And just some brutal, brutal close combat going on here. Vet 3 Volksgrenadiers with MP40s in this house. You know, Stefan has got such a hard time here. You know, he's really, really invested very heavily into infantry here. And seemingly, Mannerheim's infantry have just been better. They've been more effective. This forward barracks idea worked really well against the forward barracks idea. And it's surprising. It's just relentless attacking. And it's important to note that even though I'm focusing on the front lines here, that there's so much going on that if you watch these replays on your own and you've got the time to sit down and really try and learn from them, don't just watch the front lines, because pay attention to all the times, whoa, grenades going off, just really kind of finishing everything off. And Stefan just says, good game. Stefan knocks his king over and just admits that the game is over. And Stefan is a good player. He knows when the game's lost, and just he's not going to wait for the points to run out or anything like that. He knows that that was the moment in the game where everything would shift his way, and he just goes away. He doesn't care that his points are ahead or anything like that. So, like I was going to say, it's important to, if you're watching these kind of replays and you're analyzing them for your own benefit, go back and just watch how effectively people retreat, how they jump back here and resupply and come back, and just constantly make sure that they're building buildings, not getting too lost with the micro of having to fight all this stuff up front. And during all of this constant fighting, like I barely had time to leave the front lines to be able to talk about any of this stuff. He managed to get Vet 3 infantry researched. He managed to get Vet 2. Actually, that Vet 2 is probably just because of the... that might be Vet 2 on that mortar team, but that's probably because he got a lot of kills as well. But it's just really, really good to note that there's all this little detail work that goes in. So anyhow... Woo! Really good game there between Stefan H. and Mannerheim. I'm looking forward to more games from each of these players. They are top names out there, and this kind of quality is what we're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to subscribe if you did, and otherwise, good night, good luck, have fun. I'm HarlequinCoHO.